Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. So tonight, let's talk about this sudden Bitcoin dip. Like out of nowhere. What caused it? And why are we back up again? So actually, there's a really good explanation. So let me talk about that and talk about everything else that's going on in the world of crypto today. So welcome, guys. Take a look at that. This morning, we're about to cross 30,000, and then boom, back to 27.2, and now we're above this, again, this support or resistance turn support, which is about 28.8. But, what caused this? Was it a giant fake out, or was it something else? Well, yes, it was something else. No, not that. Okay, so why did this happen? Well, supposedly, there's a firm that's called Arkham Alert. And all of a sudden, kind of reported transactions that said Mt. Gox and the U.S. government were both somehow selling Bitcoin. And this, of course, spooked a lot of people, thinking that there were going to be massive dumping by the U.S. government and Mt. Gox, right? So, yeah, that makes sense. But does it? Well, according to Glassnode, people start fact-checking. Glassnode said, no, nothing's being moved. So what are they talking about? And all of a sudden, Arkham then tweets out, oh, today we fixed a bug related to Bitcoin alerts that cause us to no longer undersend alerts to small subset of users' private labels. This is one of them, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, basically, I don't know what that means, but it sounds like they're doing some damage control. But, this type of reporting should have consequences. If you can cause mass panic like that, well, you need to be held accountable, right? So this is the type of action that I would actually, I hate to say it, like someone like Gary Gensler just go after him for market manipulation, because you can't do that. You can't have errors that somehow make people think that Mt. Gox and U.S. government's about to dump billions upon billions of dollars of Bitcoin, right? That there seems to be something wrong with that picture, but I'm glad people have fact-checked. We're over it, but we're not completely recovered yet. Unfortunately, you can see we're not back up to our 29.8. Like this morning, we were about to cross 30,000. We're not quite there yet. Let's see if we can build off of this base right here, this support, and bounce right back up tomorrow, because there are a lot of reasons why Bitcoin is gaining strength and why it's continuing forward. A big one is First Republic. First Republic down 50% yesterday, down 30% today. And I saw their stock was halted multiple times, and they are desperate, looking for a rescue deal. So it's going to come tomorrow, Friday. The FDIC, Fed will be bailing them out. Okay, once again, another bank. Okay, and many bank CEOs have come out and said, I don't think this is the end. I think we're going to see more of this, right? So again, I think this is going to cause some hesitation in terms of Powell raising more rates, right? Because the constant rate hiking is having effect on these banks, okay? And there's others. Without that emergency loan program, we probably would have seen a dozen or more of other banks fail already. So, yeah. So this is a big endorsement for Bitcoin, right? Yes, when there's distrust in banks, there's fear of banks going under, Bitcoin gets stronger. And I like this. Back in 2008, the one call that probably still haunts Jim Cramer today in his dreams is when he said Bear Stearns is fine, do not take your money out. That was a day or two before it crashed to zero. Just like a month ago when he called First Republic Bank a very good bank. And since then, it's down, I don't know, 90%. This is going to haunt him too. Forever. Anyways, so outside of banks, what else is there? What else is very shocking? Well, this is actually shocking. Argentina is now going to ditch the dollar and pay with Chinese yuan. That's alarming. Remember, I've been talking about this. This could be the start of the end. We're already seeing Brazil did that. Brazil is no longer buying with US dollars, right? Japan is doing it, buying Russian oil, not using dollars. Obviously, China and Russia, they're not using a dollar among each other. And we see a lot of Middle East countries now selling oil and accepting non-US dollars. It's starting to happen. The death of the dollar. Again, I'm not saying it's going to happen next week or next month or maybe not even next year, but it's concerning. And look at this. For the very first time ever in history, the Chinese yuan has surpassed the dollar in cross-border deals. That's pretty alarming. Some people in the U.S. think that the dollar will never lose its reserve status as a currency. Yet, it's starting to happen right in front of our eyes. And this debt ceiling situation is not making anything better or easier because Congress will probably have to vote to increase the debt ceiling, because if they don't, it'll be Armageddon for the U.S. dollar and U.S. credit rating. So they're going to have to do it, which leads to more money printing, and eventually it's going to cause the collapse of the dollar. But it's starting to happen already. China is making some moves right now, okay? But why this is important? Well, again, it shows you. All currencies eventually fail. It doesn't matter how strong the currency is. Eventually, they all die. They all die for one reason or another. Every currency loses its status as a reserve currency as well. What is the next reserve currency? Is it the Chinese yuan? Maybe. Or is it Bitcoin? Maybe. Maybe someday it could be Bitcoin, right? But every fiat currency collapses due to usually greed and overprinting. Every single one. Maybe sometimes it's geopolitical reasons, but for the most part, it's usually been overprinting and inflation and basic greed of the governments, mismanaged governments. Let's just put it that way, right? So again, another big endorsement for Bitcoin, because you don't have that problem with Bitcoin. It doesn't inflate anymore just because someone says so, right? So something to watch out for. We're starting to see this more and more and more and more, and maybe because Argentina is suffering from so much hyperinflation, right? Maybe China just gave them billions of dollars to start accepting yuan instead of USD. That could be the case, but the U.S. does not have any money to give out. We are so negative right now. It's not even funny. Anyways, outside of those things, okay, Bitcoin's reserves on exchanges still dropping lower and lower and lower. My camera's cutting it off. Let me remove that. You can see. Regardless of what's been happening, the reserves keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. That is fantastic. And again, this is what we have to look forward to. Just like all previous cycles, as we get closer and closer to having an event, good things happen, right? We're getting closer and closer, getting closer to that, also that important 78.6% mark. Okay, it's, you know, you even see the magnet pulling Bitcoin to that point, right? And that point is like $50,000 for Bitcoin. So we may hit that first and then maybe retrace a little bit before the halving event, or we just slowly hit it until we get the halving event. Everything is still on track. Nothing has changed. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, what else is there? I saw this. A big, giant financial giant, Franklin Templeton. They're 1.4, not billion, trillion asset manager. They will be releasing, or fund manager, I should say, excuse me. They're going to release a U.S. registered mutual fund that runs on top of Polygon, the very first ever in history. And somehow they got approval for it. I guess maybe because the fund doesn't have Bitcoin in it. It's just a fund that's running on top of blockchain like Polygon. But it's kind of wild to think about it. Okay? And somehow it got the okay. I don't know if Gary gave the okay or someone else gave the okay, but they are moving forward. It's very big for Polygon and definitely pretty big for Franklin Templeton, who's taking a big risk to put this on the blockchain. So that's pretty interesting. Very interesting. Also, what's interesting is Binance.us, who recently pulled out of their buyout for Voyager, decided to partner up with Polygon and Unstoppable Domains. So now, if you are a customer of Binance.us, you can get a free .binance US domain name. Interesting. I don't know how many people will be using that, but one of the use cases for it is you don't have to memorize your wallet address anymore. Okay, you could just utilize like george.binance.us or jeff.binance.us, and you can use that as a wallet address, right? Pretty interesting. I mean, Polygon, they're just they're so involved with everything. I also saw this. Circle is creating a new kind of like bridgeless bridge, so to speak, for USDC. They are calling it the Cross-Chain Transfer Protocol, CCTP, which allows users to transfer between Ethereum and Avalanche without needing to bridge. That's pretty interesting. And if they can do that with other chains, that would be great. But for now, they're just sticking with Avalanche. But I'm pretty sure they're going to branch out to all the other chains that currently support USDC. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, you figured they could do it. In the back end, somehow they can make it happen, right? And that's pretty much it. Overall today we got this little scare caused this FUD caused by some analytics company. They should be held responsible for causing this kind of drop, but now we're recovering. So let's see where Bitcoin heads to next. But yes, banks, especially at First Republic, still suffering. All right, let's do some Q&A. Crypto Max. George, Tyler from Cadena team has reached out to me. Not that I know of. There's someone named Mateo that's supposed to be setting up some meeting. I didn't get back to him yet, but I didn't get Tyler. Kobe said Tyler was going to reach out too, but I didn't get anything from him. I don't know. It's not like I have some kind of agenda. I just want to say hello, see if I could help, make some connections. That's it, right? But it's like, again, jumping through a lot of hoops. And I get it, people are busy, and I'm not expecting everyone to bend over backwards to drop everything to make things happen. But a little update, like, hey, maybe next week, whatever would be nice. Let's see. Court ruled Apple must allow third-party payment processing. I mentioned this morning, Jack. So it's good for crypto projects. It's very good for crypto projects. VR. Do you think Hourglass could go 100x from current prices? Well, I can't speculate on that. But I can say they have a lot of things lined up, a lot of great utility being built right now for it. Things that I cannot share. But we will be throwing a really nice party in Miami. That's for sure. And I'm still waiting for season 1 to debut. Hopefully a trailer is done soon so we could share that, right? And hopefully we get an ETA day and when it's going to be released, right? Some exciting stuff happening. Ranger says, I went to your Twitch channel, but you weren't there. I mean, how long did it take you to realize that? Because I stopped streaming there for like 3 months. So I think that shows that you weren't really watching me on Twitch. Twitch is just no good for crypto. No one. It's hard to search for. No one's searching for it. Everyone's searching for games. Oh, today is DCA day. Totally forgot. I'm so busy these days, connecting with people. I know a lot of you guys are Gala fans. Mad at me saying, "Oh, Gala can't do a 50x in this cycle," right? But I'm still a big Gala fan. Actually, I met one of their higher ups, Jason, aka Bitbender. Very nice guy. Spoke to him. Hopefully we can do more things together. He was going to show into Spaces today, but couldn't make it. But maybe in another Spaces. But he's the president of blockchain. Very nice guy. So I'm going to be talking to him a lot more in the future. Like I told you guys, I'm making all the connections right now. Also talked to someone who's the head of partnerships in Immutable X. There's a lot of things going on in Immutable X. They have a big partnership with Polygon. So going to make that happen. Still trying to get a hold of Cadena. I've reached out to VeChain. And there's a ton of projects I'm talking to from Cosmos. I mean, there's so much goodness. Goodness everywhere. All right, here's my DCA portfolio, down minus 25%, a little bit better than last week. It could have been better because this morning we're around 30,000, but it's okay. I think last week I just DCA'd into Bitcoin. I don't think anything's changed. What do I need to DCA more into? Maybe I just do more Bitcoin. But Bitcoin's about 50% already, so well, this is tough. Hey, I know, because I didn't put that much in Arbitrum. Maybe I go a little heavier in Arbitrum. Oh, no, I know what I wanted to put in. Injective. But Injective pumped up a lot today. Where's Injective? Not that much, but 30 days. I mean, they're very volatile right now, but they're probably the most volatile, fast-moving project in Cosmos right now. You know what? I'm just going to do 50-50. You can't go wrong with Bitcoin, so I'm going to go with some Bitcoin, and then I'll just put some Injective. Let's see. I got to do $50. 728. All right, so that's point. So I'm going to put $50 into Bitcoin. Those are 174. And then put a little into Injective. $50 into 8.655, 5.777. All right, so this week adding something new. Been eyeing them for a while. but can't ever go wrong with Bitcoin. When in doubt, you want a DCA, Bitcoin. But for everything else, I think it's pretty solid. I had an injective, may DCA a little bit more into like Optimism or Gala next week. All right, there you go. Maybe I should put some hourglass in there. All right, what did I miss here? Kronos Labs and Amazon working together. I did not hear about that. There's a lot of chains that supposedly is working with Amazon. I don't know if that just means that there's going to be an AWS host or a node, something like that, or something more, because Avalanche also has a big partnership with Amazon. So I don't know. A lot of these partnerships, they don't lead to anything. VI Joker says, I always DCA in Bitcoin every week. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. What's the new SUI or SU? I think it's SUI network, layer 1. Never heard of it. There's a lot of new layer 1s coming out. I don't know which one it is. This first one or the second one. This one says IOU, so it's probably not this one. Oops. This one? Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about, Mike. Multiverse X Pump, aka Elron. I can't get behind that name. I think that's such a cheesy name. Kind of like Facebook renaming themselves as Meta. It's like you're trying to force the issue with Metaverse. Multiverse is the same thing. And then they add an X in there. Who comes up with these names? How can I use normal Binance instead of Binance.us? You can't. If you're in the US, you cannot. I have $600 a month to DCA. Do you think I should do 50-50 ETH, BTC? I already hold Gala and Quant. If you only hold Gala and Quant and you don't have any Bitcoin or Ethereum, then yeah, you should probably think about that. Adding them to your portfolio, because you went backwards. You're supposed to start with Bitcoin, then next up Ethereum, then expand outwards, not start from the low caps. I don't know why people keep complaining that you can't rewind past 15 minutes. It's not like I set that. That's just how it is. My streams are too awesome to be rewinded. So that teaches you guys a lesson about showing up on time. Yes. All right. I am dead tired. Grady, appreciate that. Hopefully you're applying some of the advice I gave you. And hopefully it works out. You got to stick with it. Patrick, it is about to get exciting. Let's see. Pat and everyone else that tuned in late, the dip is caused by Arkham Alert somehow sending false alerts that showed that Mt. Gox and the U.S. government were taking Bitcoin out of their wallets and about to massive dump. That's what caused it. And then they later on said that, oh, Yeah, we deployed some alerts that we weren't supposed to, and that's the end of that. As if that's just like okay. It's like it's okay to cause, multi-billion-dollar drop due to our errors, is what they're saying. Tommy, I can't share with you my favorite exchange because I don't know if you're asking for good reasons or malicious reasons. But there's a lot. I'm in the U.S., so I can't use like Binance.com or Bybit or any of the degen ones really. Even KuCoin is starting to crack down on U.S. So I use all the major U.S.-based ones. And DEXs. I've been using a lot more DEXs recently. Using a lot of Uniswap. Using a lot of other DEXs from the other major chains too. What's your thoughts on bourbon? Enjoying some Kentucky Owl 12 right now. I don't know. I like drinking Blue Label, but I'm not a huge whiskey, bourbon kind of guy where I know like every single brand or tried everything. I haven't. So I don't know. I heard Macallan X was crazy. I see Macallan 25 being sold for like $600 or $700 a bottle, but someone said Macallan X goes for like thousands and thousands of dollars. I wonder if anyone ever tried that. KuCoin is not all that good. First of all, KuCoin is sued by New York. So that's a concern there because they don't do KYC for U.S. customers. They're not supposed to allow U.S. customers. Also, your withdrawals are now limited to one BTC because you can't do KYC. And there are coins on KuCoin that you can't trade because you are from the U.S. They started that too. So KuCoin is locking down more and more on U.S. Traders. So I'm using KuCoin a lot less now these days. Like for a good alternative, I say like MEXC would be like a good smaller version of KuCoin that still has no KYC and has a ton of tokens and allows you to do whatever you want. But KuCoin is starting to lock down. Aren't the Lakers playing today? I hope they close out. Memphis. What's sexier, lifted or lower trucks? Of course, lifted. I can't stand lower trucks. Can't stand it. I rather have a truck lifted 6 inches, 12 inches, put 37-inch tires on there, right? That's what I want. I can't stand lower trucks. Damn it, Lakers lost? Man, they could have closed them out. I guess they were playing in Memphis. Thoughts on Objective? Evan, I just actually DCA'd a little bit into Objective for my DCA night. I do think they look solid. It's just a layer 1 with a lot of DeFi stuff going on there. Seems to be doing pretty well. NMCT. Did the Bears just sell their stash and fake? Do they now have to buy higher? Probably. That's why we started coming back up again, because they have to replenish their stock that they sold. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. Overall, don't believe the FUD, but do believe in this. This is concerning. The U.S. is starting to lose its status as the reserve currency as more and more countries start ditching the dollar. That's pretty concerning. Another reason why we need to stock up more on Bitcoin, because every currency on the planet eventually fails. And also this is concerning. Well, first of all, Jim Cramer's concerning, but bank failures are still concerning. Another reason to be loading up on Bitcoin. So stay strong, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.